Welcome back to the channel. It's been a long time since I've done a video like this. Before we get started, make sure you like and subscribe so more people can see this content. It's not a secret, things have been really hard lately. Not just on the gig drivers themselves, but everybody as a whole. In fact, the entire world is suffering from what we are dealing with today, and that's high fuel costs. And now, while it would suck if we had a regular W-2 job and we were suffering from these fuel costs, it's worse when you drive for a living, especially doing this gig work, and you're not under a company like you would be, if you were trucking. And since you basically work for yourself, you have to kind of fend for yourself and figure out how to save on cost. So while I was cleaning my office, I came up with 10 different ways that you could possibly save on gas. So the first one should be a simple one, especially if you drive a newer car, and that's take your foot off the gas pedal. I know during fast food deliveries with Uber Eats, Grubhub, DoorDash, you want to hurry up and deliver that order. Because the faster you get it done, delivered, and dropped off, the faster you can possibly get another order, which means higher wages. If you're going pedal to the metal, how much are you really going to make? Something I've been doing is watching my miles per gallon a lot more close. And I've come to figure out that if I just take my foot off the gas, I save a lot more in fuel costs. It might take me an extra minute or two to get to the destination, but overall I think those savings will save you in the long run when it comes to fuel cost. Number 2, ensure that you're using some sort of gas app. Now the big gas app out there is Upside, or it used to be Get Upside, back when they were claiming that you could make $200 to $300 a month. Yeah, I'm sure they got in trouble for that because I've heard their recent ads on the radio, and it went from $200 to $300 a month to $200 to $300 a year, and now it's just I can just make up to $200 to $300. In what time frame? I used Upside for a month straight and only made $5. I did find an app for the gas station around the corner from me, and it's called Dino app or something like that. There are certain gas stations that have their own app, so be on the lookout for that. When it's a gas station using their own app, usually you can get more savings. With the app I use, I save about 14 to 20 cents off per gallon. With Upside, I would save I forgot what I saved, to be honest, but it wasn't worth it because the base gas price was a lot higher than the Dino Mart. And a little bonus tip on that, if you can help it, try to use one of the debit cards that apps offer. The biggest one I can think of is for Amazon Flex. Currently, they're offering 12% back on gas purchases. The reason why I don't use that a lot more, which I should, is that it's just a pain in the ass to get money over to that card. It's a lot easier if you just have everything deposited on the card, but honestly, I don't want to be using a Flex card for my everyday purchases and bills. That is a good way to save money. If you're like me, you like to drive Amazon Flex. So number 3 is going to be use your cruise control on long stretches of road and highway. Not only will it give your foot a rest, but it'll also help you stay at a consistent speed, therefore saving you gas. Number 4, properly maintain your car. When it comes to fuel, you always want to make sure that you put the cleanest gas in your car. But if you're not, and you do see a drop in your miles per gallon, you might want to have your fuel filter checked out. It could be clogged, it could be dirty, it could just need to be replaced. If you're uncomfortable doing that, definitely take it to a mechanic so they can check it out for you. Number 5, even though it's summertime, try to shy away from that air conditioner. On some days, you just can't help it. I've been trying my best to drive around with the windows down if it's cool enough, but at some point, I do have to turn on the air conditioner because it just gets too damn hot. You can't shy away from it when it's 90 or 100 degrees outside, but if you can help it, it will help you save. Number 6 is kind of a big one, and I've learned this doing Amazon Flex and sitting for DoorDash and waiting for orders, and that's don't idle your car. In the long term, shutting your car off a lot and starting it a lot is bad for your starter, but for now, it's just best to have your car sit off while waiting for an order or while you're dropping off. So number 7, you should always be doing this regardless of the fuel prices, but that's going to be adjust your strategy. If you've been watching my videos lately, you've noticed that I've tried to do this on a consistent basis by trying to work in town a little more, or at least closer to home, and not do so much Amazon Flex, which takes me about 40 miles down to Chico, and then it's going to be 40 miles back, and that's not even counting the travel time to the delivery destination itself. Because sometimes I could be going up to Paradise, which is another 15 miles from the warehouse, or I could be going down to Oroville or Gridley, which is another 15 to 20 miles added on, and that's not even the return trip. Unfortunately, by cutting those out, I've saved a lot of gas so far. And with this upcoming test of my hometown to see if it's sustainable to run Spark, Point Pickup, and DoorDash in town, that's going to tell me whether or not I can even do Flex anymore. At least for the time being. Because I really like doing Amazon Flex, but I really have to take into account what I'm putting in my car for fuel, or rather how much I'm putting in. Number 8 can kind of go with number 7, but it's going to be find side work that doesn't require your vehicle. With me, my number one thing that I've picked up is becoming a notary public. While it is kind of hard to build your own business and network out there, it is a lot better than just solely relying on apps for your money. At least this way, you're building something that you can control. But if you want to stick with apps, there are a few that you can use, such as Instawork, Jive, WorkHub, User Testing, and there's a whole bunch out there that you can look up and try for yourself. Some may work better for you than others, you just have to play around with it and try it out. Now, some people aren't going to like number 9 because sometimes they just like to drive on their own personal time to kind of decompress from the day or just any situations that they're dealing with. Cutting out any unnecessary driving during your personal time and during work can really help save quite a bit of gas. If none of that works for you and you're just falling behind even more by the day, number 10 is probably the most obvious one that I can think of, and that's going to be getting a regular W-2 job with a regular paycheck. If you're like me, you probably don't like the thought of getting another regular job, and you're going to do all you can to make this work. But there are some out there, in some markets, driving certain vehicles that anytime they drive, they're almost losing money. And what's the point of working if you're just going to lose money? For me personally, with my vehicle and how much it gets miles per gallon, I'm nowhere near that threshold yet, not even looking at it close. But I do have to adjust my strategy to make sure I don't get that close. If I had to, I do have multiple options in this area to get quick work. And that's not counting fast food. So do you think there's anything I should add to this list? Let me know down in the comments below. I just wanted to share what strategies I'm using to save gas and cut costs in hopes that maybe it'll help you. So if you like this video, give it a big like. If you haven't done so yet, hit that subscribe button. Have a wonderful day, a wonderful night. My name is Dennis, and I'll see you in my next video.